Roderick.
Don.
You sent me a message moments ago saying it was International Podcast Day.
Yep.
According to whom?
According to Spotify, I got an alert on my phone. It said Happy International Podcasters Day.
That's a reputable source.
Yeah, sure.
So, International Podcast Day, and you and I are consumers and deliverers.
Yeah, we have a podcast.
Yeah.
And we also listen to podcasts.
Can you believe the statistics in order to get monetized?
Dude, it's wild. It's so funny too because there's three data points that we have to hit as a podcast before we can put ourselves into like the monetization pool through the system that we use. Like, I mean, we could find our own sponsors on if we wanted, but like,
right?
We
have a great one so far.
Exactly. Shout out to Little Gimmicks. Get your stickers from at little.gimmicks on Instagram.
At little.gimmicks on Instagram.
But yeah, like we can put our podcast up for like advertisers if we hit certain criteria, and there's 3 of them. We hit one forever ago, and the other 2 we're not even fucking close on. They're so
miles
far away. Yeah, it's wild.
Miles away.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not about the money.
No, but it is kind of motivation to keep growing the podcast because now I see a bar that shows us how far away we are, and I'm like, God damn it, I want that bar to move
for sure
further. So on this International Podcasters Day, if people could pass the pod on to, friends and family, that'd be great.
I want to shout out 2 people on this impromptu episode. I want to shout out Michael and Christopher. Christopher lives in Virginia Beach, and Michael lives in Fairfax as our most recent merch recipients. Thank you both for buying merch.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Was it Christopher?
Michael and Christopher. Yep.
Thank you,
Michael and Christopher. And also, I think it was Christopher. I don't want to misquote this individual. I want to give them the accurate recognition that they deserve. That says, Michael says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say I love the podcast. I learned about it through a sticker on the side of a urinal."
Yep.
And that is the best message I think we've ever gotten on Instagram.
Well, I don't know about what you do with your stickers, but my number one way to use those stickers is to put them on urinals in bathrooms because it's a captive audience. You can't go anywhere. You got to look at my sticker. So
mine generally go in orders for shirts.
Yeah, no, that makes sense too.
But I guess I'm going to start sticking them to urinals. What podcast did you? I want to know what podcast you listened to today, and then big news. But go first.
I listen to, it's boring for you. I listen to the Guardians football podcast. It's my soccer podcast. So.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about the Guardians. What is it? Do they just talk about Guardian, soccer the whole time?
Like the publication, like the British newspaper company. It's their football podcast. So yeah, it's just like a panel, and they just talk about like the recent matches. It's my favorite soccer podcast, the Premier League. So.
All right. What else?
I went to listen to a new episode of The Dollop today, but there's not a new episode. I'm caught up on it. So The Dollop is one of my go-tos. Stuff You Should Know is a classic one that I still listen to. I'm excited about. Are you announcing that? I'm excited about the new.
Yeah, that was going to be the announcement.
Yeah, I'll let you say that one. So
introducing 60 songs that explain the 90s, the 2000s.
The 2000s.
So the motivation for this podcast, as we've talked about multiple times, is 60 songs that explain the 90s. That's what got us started. And Rob Harvilla has announced that 60 songs that explain the 90s, the 2000s, is the next incarnation of his podcast. And couldn't possibly be more excited.
It's a great title. It's such a good title.
It's such a good title. And it's going to be, if it's anything like the last one, which I'm assuming it's going to follow the same cadence of the first one, it's probably going to be fucking fantastic.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So I didn't know. So that's a broadcast by The Ringer, which is a podcast. What would you call that? Podcast conglomerate?
Conglomerate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started scrolling the other day to see like, oh, what else does The Ringer do? Have you ever done that?
They do Bandsplain, and they do
Bandsplain.
They have what's the movie one? I've listened to it before.
I don't remember. They also do Yassi Salek's other one, 24 Questions.
Yep, 24 Question Party People.
Yep, which is fantastic. If you ever get a second, just type The Ringer into the search bar on Spotify. They produce roughly, I don't know, 1,000 podcasts.
Jeez.
So something tells me that we can, like, if it's 1,000, how many podcasts are there? Maybe 1,200?
So many. There's so many podcasts.
All right. Well, I feel like we've got a shot at being under the Ringer umbrella.
I mean, make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Maybe.
Hey, Ringer.
Yeah.
This is quality content.
They also have a great one called Break Stuff. Have you heard about that one?
I don't think I have.
Break Stuff is, I think it's an 8-part CL episodes.
Is it a new metal podcast?
Yeah, kinda. It's a podcast that is about the 1999 fucking
Woodstock thing?
Woodstock.
Yeah.
It's a whole podcast about it. I think it's only 8 episodes, 8 or 10 episodes. That's going to be my new run-in podcast that I'm really excited to listen to.
Makes sense. You know what you should do? You know what else we should tease?
Tell me.
Tease the contest we're about to do.
Oh, shit. Yeah, great fucking call. Okay, so on our last episode that came out, which was with Christian, our friend from Holland Hyde, which the theme was 2000 Small Jams. Hell of a mixtape, by the way. If you haven't listened to that, that is nostalgic as hell. Great mixtape. Haven't really had to spend enough time critiquing the order. I'm sure I'll pick that to pieces. But all in all, just the song list is fantastic. So, but Christian, owner and operator of Holland Hyde, who took the podcast from his conference room, has put it out there that he is going to host a contest for How to Make a Mixtape listeners. It's going to be called How to Make a Mixtape for Holland Hyde. And it will be your typical Instagram style contest that you need to follow both How to Make a Mixtape and Holland Hyde. You need to tag 3 friends. You need to like the post on our post. And then you have an opportunity to win $300, a $300 gift card to Holland Hyde, which is fucking awesome. Way to go, Christian.
And a prize pack. Prize pack from us, right, too.
Oh, and a How to Make a Mixtape prize pack. Less cool than Christian's.
Yeah, we should probably tell people what Holland Hyde make. So they make like handcrafted, but like trendy, cool, like leather bags and leather accessories, like backpacks, purses, like everything you could think of. But I feel like if you just say leather, it's not like Coach. It's like cool. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like saddlebags. It's like fucking legit ass cool purses and backpacks and crossbody bags and the penny is one of their staples. The penny's fucking awesome.
They make merch too. Like they've got some fun T-shirts and hats and stuff too on there. Yeah. Just really cool stuff. And so $300 is rad. That's good money.
And fingers crossed, if all pieces fall into place, which they should, we will be picking the winner for our first ever live broadcast of How to Make a Mixtape from Holland Hyde at the end of October. Yep.
So don't hold it to that in case it falls through, but the plan right now is we're going to do a live episode with Christian and we can pick our winner for the contest. So,
and also props to Rod driving in the rain right now and still record.
If you guys can all hear that, I hope you can't. But if you can, I apologize.
Oh no, you can. You definitely can.
Okay.
It's kind of setting an ambience. Like we might really go like if you could put a clip of Stan right here. It feels a bit Stan-y with the rain or any. Okay, go really quick. Songs that have to do with rain.
I Can't Stand the Rain, Missy Elliott.
Okay.
That Blind Melon song. No rain, that I already picked on a podcast. Yep. It's Raining Men. Let's see, how far can I take this? That's all I got off the top of my head.
Cool, Stop the Rain by Creedence Clearwater.
Cool Stop the Rain. That's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We could probably do a whole mixtape on Rain right now.
Probably could. I mean, that's already a pretty solid one we got going there.
Yeah, for sure. Can we extend it to Rainbow? Because then I would do Year of the Rainbow, Coheed
What
and Cambria.
about I Can See Clearly
Rainbow
Now?
Connection.
The rain is gone. I
Yep.
can see all obstacles. What song am I singing just now? What is that?
Bright Sunshiny Day.
Bright Sunshiny Day. That's it.
Yep. Rainbow Connection by Kermit the Frog.
Ooh, Kermit the Frog. Little Muppets action.
Yeah. But yeah, so that'll be an exciting. If the live episode happens, either way, the contest is happening no matter what. Contest will go through the whole month of October for how to make a mixtape, and that'll be an exciting giveaway for one very special listener at the end of the month. So that's an exciting piece. Where are you headed, Rod?
Durham, North Carolina.
Durham, North Carolina. Wait a minute. Oh no, South Carolina got all fucked up by the hurricane. Yeah,
North Carolina. Okay? Both of them.
No shit.
I mean, this rain is still kind of remnants from the hurricane, I think. So
this is a dark topic. Let's take it dark for a second. Have you yourself ever experienced a natural disaster?
No, not like locally. I've always dodged them. I mean, Indiana. Growing up, there were spots in Indiana that got hit with tornadoes a few times.
Yeah.
Richmond, where I live now, has had a couple like disastrous floods in its history, but those all happened before I moved there.
Yep.
So, I've felt a couple pretty minor earthquakes, so nothing really big there. So no, I've never personally experienced anything major like that, luckily. So very thankful for that.
Yeah.
But no, have you?
I myself have not experienced a natural disaster, but I did drive to Peoria, which is Christian talked about in the last episode, right after a tornado had hit Washington, Illinois. It's a suburb like down towards central Illinois. And the tornado had swept through the entire like downtown metropolitan area of Washington. Pretty small, nothing crazy. And it puts shit into a perspective that you can't imagine, because when you watch natural disasters on television, it's in four corners. It's in not four corners. It's surrounded by four sides. Yep. So you see a picture of what has happened. When you are in the middle of what has happened and it's 360 vision around you, it is humbling what the world is capable of.
Yeah.
This celebration of Podcast Day has taken such a weird fucking turn right now.
It's all right. Maybe in the comments people can no, let's not talk about natural. Let's switch it back to podcasts. How about everybody leaves a comment of a podcast they want to spread that people should listen to?
Yeah,
besides
that's a good
ours,
call.
because obviously everybody should listen to ours. But another podcast you think people should listen to? Drop it in the comments of this.
I do a lot of news podcasts. So I do the Daily, I do the Journal, I do Up First. Wall Street Journal is who does the Journal. New York Times does the Daily. NPR does Up First. I've recently, like, you know how like sometimes after a podcast ends, a new one will start. Smosh reads Reddit stories. You ever listen to this?
Yeah, I have listened to. Well, I've listened to Smosh stuff before.
Okay, that one really cracks me up because they usually cover the "Am I the Asshole" topics, which makes me laugh every single time. Like, because I like to weigh in as to whether or not the person is the asshole before what the consensus is, and then I also love when there's an update to the story. And then they give an update of what happened. But Smosh reads Reddit stories only has 3.7 stars. I think it deserves more. Just how to make a mixtape, 5 stars.
5 stars, maybe.
29 reviews, 5 stars. Thank you, everybody, for that.
If you haven't left us a 5-star rating, you should go leave us a 5-star rating. That'll help out a lot too.
Now, there's a little bit of a difference where Smosh has 16.2 thousand reviews. And we have 26. So I mean, we're on our way.
Yeah, that's just Spotify though. We've got reviews on Apple too, and I think we have 5 stars on Apple.
Yeah.
So
hell yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Do you ever watch podcasts? That's the thing now, right? Like you can watch podcasts on like YouTube and stuff. So like, what's the, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a couple podcasts that I used to listen to that are now things I watch at night on YouTube instead of listening to as podcasts. So like there's this one called Decoding the Unknown. which is a Simon Whistler podcast. He has like 5 podcasts.
Whoa.
But, I like it because it's all about conspiracy theories, but he's uber skeptic, so I find it really funny because I'm like him. So I like listening to conspiracy theories and mysteries and shit, but I'm always the person like, oh, that's a cool story. That's not fucking true, but that's a cool story.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his take on it too, so I like that one. But I just watch it on YouTube now. And he does another one called The Casual Criminalist, which is like a true crime podcast. But yeah, do you ever watch podcasts?
Who is the dude that is too smart and talks about science?
Well, there's a couple of Hank Green.
No, talks about the universe.
Tyson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
Yep. I've watched a lot of clips of his podcast
on YouTube or whatever, or social media.
YouTube. And it is. I sometimes when he says shit, I can't really wrap my head around it. It's too big for me, and it makes me like physically uncomfortable when things are too big. Like if I start to think about space and time, it starts to really weird me out and make me physically uncomfortable to like think about how big those things are.
Yeah.
So that would be one that I have watched a little bit of, but not a ton.
Yeah, I've been doing it more, but I don't think we're in a place where I feel comfortable putting our full video episodes out there. So I don't think anybody would watch
I can't
them.
even imagine. That would be incredibly uncomfortable.
There's only like 5 people that even watch the episode debriefs on YouTube.
Well, 4.
So,
actually, probably 3, because I know I'm one of them, and you're probably one of them.
Well,
We've got fine. 29 subscribers on YouTube. We have one episode that the whole episode has 25 views.
Like an episode of the actual podcast that's on there?
Yeah. Episode 22, Hit Me Baby One More Time. 90s One Hit Wonders Part 2. 25 views.
Let's talk about music for a second. We don't talk about a lot of new music, like brand new music. You listening to anything new recently?
Fuck, other than Sabrina Carpenter?
Well, why does it have to be other than Sabrina Carpenter? Okay, so Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, I've been listening to Sabrina Carpenter. Billy Strings put a new album out right before the weekend, so that was my weekend listen most of the time.
Okay.
Beyond that, no. As I'm looking through my Spotify, I do. Danzig put a new song out called Black Hell. Guess what it sounds like?
Like Danzig?
It sounds exactly like Danzig. You know exactly what you're getting. Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
We said it in passing the last time, I think, that we were on an episode. I can't fucking stop listening to Banda AL9. Can't stop listening to it.
Yeah, they're talented, man. I listened to them that morning that you sent them to me. I listened to them like all morning. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
It's so catchy. It's so fucking catchy. What about yourself? What is the new music you're listening to?
There's this James Blake and SZA song that Doug Driscoll's been evangelizing to everybody in the world, and rightfully so, because it's so good. And I discovered this morning, I discovered this. I say discovered, like I found out about them for the first time this morning. They're called Sam Austin, and I saw this like live set that they did on Instagram, and it was so good. It was so good. So I went and I was listening to him all morning. I mean, I'm really bad with artists, so I do feel like I listen to. There's this band Snooper that my buddy Connor introduced me to. Them, they're pretty good. It's kind of like kind of indie punky rock. It's fun. Yeah. I don't know. I listen to I go down a lot of Spotify rabbit holes but what I don't do enough is like when I find like a song I like, I'll just pop it in my like ongoing playlist of songs that I like, and then I just kind of move on instead of like going through that artist's catalog. I should do that more. Like I would probably discover some artists who I really like their catalogs, but I don't do that enough.
I love a Spotify radio station.
Yeah.
You fuck with those?
Yeah, I do. I was listening to, this isn't new, and like we've talked about them on the podcast before, but I have been listening to the newer Krungbin, or however
Oh
you say
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's great. It's a great record.
Krangden. Sorry,
Krungbin.
Jess. It's Krangden. Krangden? I don't know.
I thought Rungi said it was Krung. I don't
Let
care.
those two fight it
I
out.
honestly don't care how
Yeah,
it's said. They're a great band,
yeah.
and
Let those two fight it out.
that album's great. I'm going to see. I don't know if we've ever talked about him on this podcast, but I'm going to see Yoklore soon, and he is
No,
awesome.
that sounds new.
Yoklore, yeah. So Yoke and then Lore. It's a kind of a weird name to say, or maybe I just have a bad Midwestern accent and makes it awkward. I'm not sure.
I'll give this a whirl.
He is awesome.
Is it indie rock?
He's a banjo player.
Figure.
So he plays the banjo, and it's all he makes me cry a lot, but not always because it's sad. Sometimes he makes me cry because it's very like uplifting in that nice way, and then he's just really talented. And a
hell of a hunk too.
Dude, look at him. Look at that guy.
Hell of a hunk. Good looking guy. Good for him. All right, let's
got me into them, and she was telling me that
Yoklore.
And she was telling me that his girlfriend apparently is absolutely gorgeous too. So that's just some kind of power couple that
just a couple of hunks
make me uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah,
make me feel less than. But
I think this is going to be a fun impromptu podcast to celebrate National Podcast Day. And from myself, and then I'm not going to speak on behalf of Roderick because he's here, but for myself, when we started this silly thing, I didn't know how long we would keep doing this or if it would be fun or cool, but I've really enjoyed the shit out of it, and I've enjoyed hanging out with Roderick, and I've enjoyed hanging out with every guest, and I've enjoyed everybody that has said, oh, I really like that episode, or, oh, you're a fucking idiot because Lisa Loeb isn't a one-hit wonder. And I love chatting about it, and I love chatting about music, and I love hanging out with my friend Roderick. So thank you to everybody who's helped keep this train rolling.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure what I thought this was going to be. I don't think I really thought it through much. I think you had a really good idea for this podcast, and I was excited to be a part of it. And I've had a blast doing it, and we've recorded number 24. It's not out yet, which means we're only one more episode away from our second Unlucky Ones episode. So that'll be 2 mixtapes worth of episodes. And we're going into season 3 after that. So or mixtape 3, I guess we should call it. But
season? Season 3? I like season 3.
Season? Sure. Yeah, whatever. I mean, either way, it's I didn't really think about how long it would last or what the future held. I mean, obviously you have that like part of your brain that's like, what if this turned into a whole thing? That'd be rad. But in the meantime, I'm just happy to be doing it with you, man. I love talking.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I love talking music with you and with our guests and our friends. And we have, what else we haven't done in a while is get guest suggestions or mixtape suggestions. So people, leave that in the comment too. If there's a mixtape you want to hear, mixtape theme.
I've got 2 from Mike. Mike, after Mike sent us that really fun message that he saw our sticker on Urinal, I said, if you have any theme ideas, send them over. So Mike has 2 theme ideas. Not my genre, which I really love. Songs that are from outside of your normal genre preference that for some reason you love. If you're a pop punk guy and Alan Jackson, Chattahoochee really gets you going, then that should be on your song. So I thought that was great.
Literally, you just put yourself in Cody Beale's Cody's shoes right there. That sounded like pop punk guy into Chattahoochee.
I'm not normally, I guess I am kind of a Pop-Tart, but man, I really fucking love Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter right now. And then the other one that Mike said was my dad's album, Songs You Remember from Your Parents' Collection Growing Up.
Well, you know what?
And I think we've talked about that one, but we never recorded that episode.
I think it was the very first theme we ever talked about before you'd even, that's kind of bringing us back
when we were
circle.
spitballing.
When we were spitballing, ideas before this podcast was like a glimmer in your eye. You were the first thing you ever said was songs from your dad's car. And we haven't done that one.
No, we'll have to do that. I think we should bring Shane back for that one.
I was going to say that has to be a Shane episode because that was a part of conversation with him. But that's a great one. I'd really like to do. Oh, that's a great content because I just forgot what I was about to say. So.
Yeah, it must be a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, there's a couple. I think it'd be cool to do artists who change their sound completely and like do like a new sound from the artist. So like, I don't want to give an example because it might be one I pick, but like artists who got famous and then like their newer stuff is totally different. Actually, I will give an example.
Yeah.
Like Nada Surf. Have you ever listened to any of Nada Surf's new stuff? Because it's so fucking good. But it sounds nothing like you would think.
No.
Like, that could be a fun one. I remember what I was going to say. We should do best opening tracks on albums. I want to do that soon.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. Track one, side one.
Yeah, track one, side one.
I really want to do best soundtrack songs, and then I want to do iconic movie moment songs. I want to do iconic movie moments bad.
That one will take. I don't have the movie memory that you have, so I would have to do a lot of research on that. I'm trying to remember. I mean, there's a couple.
I want to do
iconic
iconic movie moments
in my mind, but there's a couple that stand out already to me. But yeah, that'd be good. Okay.
All right. Well, this was great.
Well,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a 30-minute episode, a 26-minute episode coming out in between episodes here.
Yeah, so I'll tease the title of the next one. So without giving the theme away, but it probably will give the theme away. So this is coming in between Mallrats and the most magical mixtape on earth. So,
ooh, that's a good one. Good job. Awesome. Thanks, Roderick.
Yeah.
Be safe driving in the rain. Don't hurt yourself.
Man. Everybody look out for the contest and pass the pod, and happy International Podcasters Day. And
happy International Podcast Day. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.